Hey guys. So I'm sure you read the title and you might be horrified a little bit or shocked. And I am too. So this video is not scripted or anything. I don't have any notes for this video. This just felt like a video I should make. I don't know where this is going to lead or where it'll go, but I just want to talk about the time where my mom threatened to rape me. It's hard because I'm not sure if my mom could hear me right now. My house has hollow walls, and even in this car in the garage, I just heard her cough, so she might hear me talk. So it's hard. It's hard to talk about for me right now. But it's you know, it's something that I have to talk about, or I feel like I should talk about, and I feel like this will help my channel and help me be healthy, and it'll also help me in the future. I think I'll look back on this and have something to take away from it. And this is just me venting. I don't have a therapist, so basically I'll just tell the camera what happened during the night. Before that, I'm going to just say that it is very possible that I have been raped by at least my mom, or touched or something like that by my mother, and I just blocked it out of my memory. It's very possible. In fact, sometimes I do think that it did happen, but I'm just not sure of it. I don't remember any time where it did happen, but I might have, due to my trauma and PTSD that I've been diagnosed with. I do think I know a lot of traumatic memories and has been like erased, or maybe I'm just not ready to face those memories yet. I don't remember a lot of my childhood. Most of my childhood I don't remember. I remember little bits and pieces, but so it's very possible that it did happen, or maybe she gave me to some people who did something like that. I have a feeling that might have happened. I don't know. But, and before I get into what actually happened, I should have you know that my mom also at least threatened, I don't know if she actually did, but she at least threatened my older brother. My brother is 30, like 35 or something. She threatened him when he was a child that she would rape him, and he said that he had to run away from her and hide because he was afraid that it would happen. And this happened to him, but he still didn't help me or do anything to help me. In fact, he was very hurtful towards me and supported my mom during when I told him about this. But that's besides the point. Maybe I'll talk about that later. I'm not sure if anything happened with my sister. I haven't asked her. That's another thing that I could talk about is when I told my sister and everything. But I might talk about that later. So yeah, I'm going to talk about what happened during the actual night. The night was filled with, my mom was drinking, possibly taking drugs. I don't think my sister was there. I'm not sure if my grandparents were there. But we were fighting each other physically. I think I was maybe anywhere from 9 to 12 years old. This is before I got bigger. And we were literally fist fighting and punching each other and kicking each other. It was real fighting. We were doing that during the night. I think she was blasting music and screaming, so that's the first reason why I came out of my room, was to tell her to please turn it down. And then eventually that alternated into her saying, yeah, just watch a couple songs with me and I'll turn it down. Eventually that escalated into us getting into fist fights and real fighting. And then after we like were fist fighting each other, and she was like beating me, like she was beating me. I went on the couch with her. She must have told me to get on the couch. And she probably said, like, if you watch this song with me, because it was a TV, she was playing the songs on the TV in the speakers. If you watch this song or these next couple of songs, then I'll turn it off or I'll turn it down so you can go to sleep. Wow, my throat is closing up, kind of. I wonder if it's because I'm nervous or because it's painful to talk about. Something that I've realized is I think a lot of my mental issues and traumatic things, I think that affects my physical body in a lot of ways. But anyways, that's besides the point. So she said she must have forced me or got me to sit on the couch with her and watch these like rock songs, which thank God it didn't turn me off to rock songs like 80s and Pink Floyd and all that. Thank God it didn't turn me off to that. Although I still do feel weird listening to that stuff because of that's like what my mom listens to when she's drunk and blasts music, but it is still great music that I listen to. Anyways, so she got me to sit on the couch. She was next to me, and I think I was just talking to her, saying, I don't remember it much, but I was saying something like, I was just like trying to get her to turn it down and just trying to tell her how much she hurt me and was hurting me. And at this point in my life, I still wanted to keep a relationship with her, and she was my everything. Like, I was the most loving son you could maybe ever have. My mom's calling me right now. All right, I'm back. For some, call it God or whatever, maybe she heard me, but she called me right in the middle of that video. So this is me right after. I heard her screaming in the house too. So she wanted the keys for the other car. So that's funny that she called me right as I was making that video, and I heard her screaming, and it kind of sent me into a little episode. But it's okay. So back to it. I was on the couch with her, and I was just, because I was the most loving son you might be able to ever have in a person. She was literally my everything. And it might be partly because that's how she conditioned me, and that's how she wanted me to be like. She wanted me to worship her and have her be my everything and have her be in complete control. But there was also a lot of it that was genuine. I mean, I thought it was all genuine, but I think there was a lot of it that was actually just, my heart was so big for her, and it was so, I would have done anything for her, and I would, and here's the thing, this is a side note, I would take my life for anybody. I don't care if they're Adolf Hitler or anything like that, because that's the type of person I want to be. I want to be the person who puts in, especially in a life or death situation. If I had a gun and I had like the person I hate the most of all time sitting, and we were both strapped down, and it was my choice to either kill myself or kill the person, I would kill myself. That's besides the point. I would give my life for my mom, and I would have even more at that time. Anyways, the point is, I was such an extremely loving son to her, and I never gave up on her until when I finally did give up on her. And I still want the best for her. Hopefully she heals from all her trauma and everything, just without me in her life. But I was sitting on the couch with her, and we were like maybe watching the music video or something, and it was blasting, and I think I was just trying to tell her like how much she hurt me and how much pain I was under And this was after she already was beating me and threatened me, and I blocked a lot of it out, but rough stuff. I was just telling her, like, you hurt me, and that's I think that was what I was telling her. I was telling her something, and I don't remember exactly how it happened, but she started to smile, and she turned to the side, because I was on her left side. She was on the right, so she turned, she started to smile, and then she looked at me. She said, "What if I raped you right now?" Like, in the most, it's crazy how demonic she said it and how sadistic she said it. Like, she said it with a smile, staring into my eyes, you know, just enjoying every bit of like fear and betrayal that I had at that moment. She was just absorbing it, and it was giving her energy and power, and she loved it. She loved the control that she had at that moment. And she just said, "What if I raped you right now?" Like, in a just like a sadistic type of way. And she put her hand, like, she turned to me, she said, "What if I raped you right now?" I was like, "What the fuck?" And then she like put her hand, she like reached out like a freaking cat. She put her hand like close to the couch, close to me, like she was crawling towards me. And I think all I could say was just, "What is wrong with you?" And then I think the rest of that night is just a blur. I don't think she raped me during that night, but I do not know what happened the rest of the night at all. But I just remember her reaching her hand out and then putting it on the couch, like close to my leg and close to me, and like she was about to start crawling towards me after she said, "What if I raped you right now?" And then I don't remember, but I think I just went into my room and, I don't know, cried or something, or something like that. I genuinely, it's possible something happened. I'm just blocking it out, because I have blocked a lot of my trauma out and traumatic memories, but I don't know. She might have tried to rape me or something like that, and I'm blocking it out, or all I remember is saying, "What is wrong with you?" and looking at her and just being completely betrayed and shocked. And then that was it. And then maybe a week or so later, it was me in the living room, mom in the kitchen, and then, because the way my house is, the living room, kitchen, it's like living room right here, kitchen right here, and then dining room right here. Like, there's no walls, so it's like all connected like an L, kind of. And you could speak to each other, and you would be able to hear each other. So I think we were having dinner or something. Like, she was cooking dinner, which is strange, because she never cooks dinner. There's never dinner cooked. It was my sister's boyfriend, and maybe my brother, and maybe my grandma and grandma and grandpa in the dining room, sitting down at the table, and it was me in the living room, and it was my mom in the kitchen. And I must have been just in my mind about it, just thinking about it, completely shocked by it, and just, I didn't know what to say or when to say it to anybody. So I just kind of blurted out, "Oh yeah, mom threatened to rape me." I just blurted that out to them, and I just saw my sister's boyfriend just like turning around. I don't know if he like laughed to himself, or if he which is like, whoa, what the heck? And he turned around. And then the rest of my family's like, I don't know if they were disgusted or just shocked by it. And my mom was like, what? What are you talking about? Or so, she was like, what are you talking about? You're lying. I was like, no, my mom, she threatened to rape me, guys. Like, I was saying that to the rest of my family. And they believed me. They believed me, but you know what they said? They said something like, that's not what you say at dinner time. That's what they said. They essentially said that. They said, that's not what you, why the fuck are you saying that here? What is wrong with you? Why are you talking about that here? All of them. Whether it be my sister's boyfriend, my sister, my grandparents, maybe my brother was even there. And they fucking got mad at me. They started screaming at me, started lecturing me about how that is like, what is wrong with you? Are you trying to like cause a scene? Are you trying to make us angry? Are you trying to fuck up the family meal? We finally have a family meal. Are you trying to fuck it up? Some shit like that. Why are you saying this at this time? Just the amount of crushed that I felt was insane. The amount of just disbelief and betrayal that I felt when nobody, they knew, they were sure that that's probably what happened, but it didn't. That's not what they wanted to hear at that moment. So it's my fault for bringing something like that up. I destroyed their little fantasy of a working family or something. So they collectively were disgusted at me and just made sure they let me know how wrong I was for bringing it up at that moment. And for even saying that to them. And that still sticks with me. Just the fact that nobody was on my side. Barely even a little bit. My sister called, I think it was my sister and then my grandparents and then my sister's boyfriend. I think my brother was driving over there. So my sister was like this, after they were done yelling and lecturing me about how that was just a horrible time to bring that up and I'm wrong and like what I've been saying. She called my brother and was like, okay, this is what's going to happen. Me and my sister was telling me and you and my brother and our brother are going to talk about it in the dining room. So we do talk about it, and it's me defending myself for the most part. It's me defending myself for bringing that up at that moment and for my situation. Now my brother was empathetic, and my sister was probably empathetic too, but it's just they didn't really care. I'm not sure exactly what they were thinking. But they didn't take it seriously, even though they 100% believed everything I said. Maybe they blamed it on the drinking or something. But my brother essentially told me at that moment that he told me, yeah, when I was around your age, mom threatened to rape me, and I was really scared that it was going to happen to me, so I ran in my room and I hid from her, and I had to hide from her because I was so scared. That's what he told me. Keep in mind, this is my brother who has tried to be a father figure to me, who has tried to, he says he loves me, he says he wants the best for me, and yet he is perfectly fine with letting me grow up and stay at my mom's house, and is perfectly fine with, he wants a relationship with her, he wants me to have a relationship with her, he gets angry at me when I used to say I don't talk to him anymore because he's a fucking scumbag. But he used to get angry with me when I said I don't want a relationship with her. And he was also incredibly abusive. And yeah, it clues you into the type of person he is when he, you know, lets the person who he says he loves the most to live in a family like that, and to try to make me feel like my feelings were invalid at that moment. And so yeah, he didn't do anything about it. He just said that happened to me when I was younger. He was like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. And then after that like 20-minute conversation, nothing happened. Or maybe he might have taken me to Starbucks or something. And then he dropped me right back off at my mom's place. And he probably talked to mom, and he probably said, "Oh, I love you, Mom. Bye, Mom. It was great to see you." And then he left to go back to his house, which I didn't want to stay at his house either, because he's also abusive. Excuse me. And there was nobody for me to talk about it with. I haven't really told this to many people since then. What I have, I've just said, oh yeah, my mom threatened to rape me, stuff like that. I never really told it in detail like this, and to be honest, nobody really, people do definitely take it seriously, but I feel like nobody takes it as seriously as I thought they would when I tell them that, yeah, my mom threatened to rape me. And maybe that's just because people are so selfish and so self-centered in their own lives, and they are dealing with their own shit. But yeah, I mean, and maybe that's me just being angry when I shouldn't be angry at people. Maybe I definitely have to heal that. But it's yeah. Thing is, nobody in my family cares. Nobody cared when I told them. Nobody cared. Even my relatives, even my cousins, nobody really cares. Nobody. Whether it be Richie, whether it be Blaney, even really Nicole. Nobody really gives a fuck about what I'm going through. They don't care about helping me. And I'm not sure what the reasons are for why, but they're just sad people dealing with a lot of shit, and they have no empathy, or very low empathy for, I don't know, someone who I had so much empathy for them and loved them so much and would do so much for them. And I still do have empathy with them, but I don't know, maybe they just didn't feel for me the way that I felt for them. And I guess that's hard for me to, that's hard, but it's also kind of comforting to hear myself say that, because I don't know, I'm such a I'm such a caring person. Not like I care like, oh, I love these people so much, but I'm just inherently maybe inherently, maybe I picked this up, but I'm a very sensitive person, and I'm a very, I don't know about empath, whatever the fuck. I feel like I think about a lot about what other people are going through, and a lot about other people's emotions. Whereas I don't think they do, or they do and they just don't give a shit. Because, I don't know, they're not going through it themselves. So, I don't know. Ever since then, that's really been like the big turning point. That's the thing that I always think back on when I think of my trauma, is just when my mom threatened and possibly tried to rape me, and possibly has raped me before, and I just don't remember it. Even though that's not as bad as like, it's not really as painful to think about it as like maybe when she used to beat me or seriously, like, sometimes she would hold me down by my hair and just like lean over me and just hold me down and just tell me how pathetic I was, and saying, I think she would have me like admit things about myself. Like, she would have me say like I'm a terrible person, I hate myself, or some shit like that. This is when I was super young. She would hold me down by the hair and make me say shit like that, and only let me go when I say something hurtful about myself, or say I believe something about myself that is bad. That type of shit. I'm fairly sure that happened before. I have memory of something like that happening. But I know there was many beatings, many crossed boundaries. It doesn't happen too much anymore because I'm bigger and because I just don't interact with them. But yeah, that is a long-winded type of video of me just ranting. Seems kind of weird. Not ranting, not maybe venting, but just, yeah, venting. I'm venting, talking about my story, a little bit of my story. Every video is a little piece of my story. So whether it be me talking about my trauma or past, or me talking about what I want to do, it's all me. And this video is just about that one instance and a little bit of the instance regarding it. There's one more thing I'm going to talk about. It is when I told my sister that I didn't want to have a relationship with my mom. I think when I was like maybe 12 or 13. She sat me down, and she was incredibly, so my sister, right, is like 25, 23, I think, maybe, and my brother is like 33, and my mom is like 50 something. Grandparents are like in their 70s. Everyone's much older than me. I'm the youngest sibling by far. So she sat me down, and she basically told me I was what was ruining the family, and that I was the one causing all the issues, and that it doesn't matter if my mom threatened to rape me and beat me and try to kill us. That was not her fault. It was the alcohol's fault, even though she did a lot of it when she wasn't even on drugs or alcohol. She did a lot of it when she was on drugs or alcohol, so that doesn't make any sense. But she said, it is still your mother. It is your mother. She's like, oh, she didn't try to kill us or anything, or she didn't. There's people who are getting raped and who are getting beat every single day of their lives. You are not that person. You need to love your mom. She's still your mother. You need to listen to her. It's basically what she said, even though my mom did try to kill us all and did threaten to rape me. But she just said, it's my mother, so I have to, it's morally wrong to not want a relationship with her, and to want to be on my own. That's what she said to me, and she was screaming at me, crying at me. My sister was my 20, I think she was like 20 years old at this time. I was like 12. Screaming at me, crying at me, calling me fucking horrible shit, horrible names, all while my mom was in the background just looking from her room. Yeah, it's I don't even remember what that instance with my sister. That was honestly one of my most painful memories, because it was complete invalidation of everything that I've ever gone through. Complete invalidation, because my sister was the only one who I thought was maybe a little bit on my side, other than my brother. But my brother had lost all my trust and respect by then anyways. And my sister's, who she grew up a lot of it with the same trauma that I got, and seeing me with all the trauma, and she also gave me a lot of trauma herself. She beat me and everything like that, bad sometimes. She would I got a lot of trauma from her, and it's horrible because I kind of have to work with her now for her to get me to get my birth certificate and everything. But that's a side note. And she was just so cruel when she was saying that to me. She knew what she was doing. She knew her goal was to get me to listen to mom, get me to I could have mom stop screaming about me so she could have a little bit more peace in the house. And she was just trying to do anything she could to have me be just a little puppet for mom. And she was trying to save herself, because she cares a lot about what mom thinks. Mom is like her savior and everything. So yeah, that's the last thing I want to talk about today, or in this video. I love you guys so much. That is my one of my biggest traumas, biggest insecurities, is and it's caused me to have a lot of issues over the years. A lot of issues. That event and other events, it's something that I struggle with a lot. Currently I struggle with a lot. So, and it's something that hopefully I'm going to heal from, and I will heal from it. It's going to take time. Yeah, that is the video. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing life, death, and afterlife. Stay with me. Keep going. Keep fighting. Keep getting out of your situation. We can do it. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Love you, kings, queens, jokers, and jacks. Trippy boy out. I'm saluting to ya. Bye-bye.